All right, obviously a very disappointing loss, really disappointed. Just first half got away from us really quickly. And, just got to congratulate Houston. They played well, they coached better, and they played better. And, really disappointing day overall. Probably the only bright spot was coming out after halftime in a very tough situation. Felt like our guys, really fought back and had a little stretch there after we drove down inside around the 10-yard line, I guess, and had to fumble for a touchdown, giving them a touchdown after that. I think we scored 3 touchdowns in a row and felt like getting ready to kick off. Had to 3-score game. Felt like we could maybe hold them and go score again and get it to a 2-score game and maybe onside kick it after that. And then just gave up a couple plays. They put it away. So very disappointing. And, we'll regroup. We'll learn from it and move on. That's all you can do at this point. So with that, I'll open up for any questions.
Nathan Bond.
Hey, Coach. Do you have any updates on Travis Marsh or KJ or anything? What happened there?
I don't. I'll get that later on this evening. Just spoke to the team and came straight in here, so I don't have any updates at this time.
Nathan Bond.
Coach, obviously your team was pretty depleted with either, COVID positives or contact tracing or what have you. How close were you guys at that precipice? It seemed like you guys brought 10 or 11 walk-ons today to fill out the roster. How close were you to maybe not being able to play this game?
Probably one more injury or one more positive, and probably just by rule would not have had enough to have the 2 deep. But, that's not the reason for the way the game went today. We had enough to go out there and play. And, disappointed with how we played, but also proud. I mean, we had probably 8 guys on defense had to play pretty close to every snap, especially those guys on the back end. So even though I'm not proud of our execution, I'm proud that those guys didn't quit there in the second half.
Mari Faello.
Hey, Coach. I know that you only just spoke to the team, but I was curious if there's still a sense of these last 2 games. There's still something to fight for. There's still something to play for from the guys at this point after today's tough loss.
Yeah, and obviously maybe watching the game and looking at the scores, it's hard to tell. But, I have to say the one thing that we do have right now is our guys have not quit. With all of them, we had plenty of adversity before the season ever started. And then obviously the way the season has gone, our guys haven't quit. And that's the biggest thing that, I told them is, hey, we're not going to quit. We're disappointed. We got to coach better. We got to play better. We got to improve. But, at the end of the year, we're going to be able to stand there and say that our guys did not quit, even though it didn't go our way. And at least that'll be one thing that we'll have to kind of build off of going into next year.
Will Turner.
Coach, y'all didn't have your first third down conversion until the third quarter. What was giving you so much trouble on third down this afternoon?
Yeah. They did a good job bringing pressure. I'll have to go back and watch the tape and kind of figure out where the pressure was coming from. But I just didn't feel like we did a great job of protecting up front. And then we had a couple opportunities and just missed some throws. That's what it takes on third down. You got to have the protection, and then you got to make the throw and catch. And we just were not consistent enough there in the first half of that.
Any other questions? Nathan Bond.
Seems like Brian Battie's kind of carved out his role so far over the last couple of games. Do you expect to see, two games left in the season, you expect to roll out more young guys, see what they have, and kind of go into the offseason with a fresh perspective on the new guys?
Yeah, that was really our plan today, really going to these last couple of games, is to give those guys, Battie's getting an opportunity because he's earned it, and, some of the other guys are still out, and so they gave him an opportunity, and I felt that maybe that's 2 games in a row that he's had over 70 yards and kind of really added a spark. So, thought that was a good, young player that's getting good experience. I wish Travis Marsh could have stayed healthy and got some more experience there in the second half, so that we could get him some more snaps. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Will Turner.
You guys ran 3 corners out there again today, only had 3 available. How hard is it dealing with that lack of corner depth? I know your safety depth is kind of depleted right now as well. But just how are you guys trying to manage the depth on the back end right now?
I mean, there's only one way, and that's just to go play. There's no other. We had an emergency situation. If one of those, one more guy got hurt, we could have moved over an offensive player or something like that. But, really, there are no other. This is a year unlike any other. I mean, it feels like you're playing with half your roster right now. But, other people in the same situation, and they're able to find a way to have success. So, we're not going to use that. We haven't really used excuses all year long. Really just kind of look at what's on the field and find ways to improve and learn from that. But there's no doubt. I mean, the fact that you only have 3 corners, you only had 3 corners all week in practice. So those guys are getting every rep. I felt like we looked like a tired team out there in the first half. So it's tough as a coach. You got to practice to have a chance to be effective. But when you're down numbers, you only have so many guys that can get those practice reps. So we'll go back and look at what we're doing practice-wise to hopefully be a little bit more fresh next week.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, you got to be proud of the way your team played. They could have folded the tent after the first half, but they came out and competed in the second half. That's got to make you happy.
Yeah, I mean, what I told the guys in the locker room, I said, bottom line, we're all disappointed because we could have played better than we did, and we should have played better than we did. And anytime you don't, you got to look in the mirror, coaches and players, and we got to figure out how to get that corrected, and that's unacceptable. So that's the first thing I told them. And the second thing I told them is, hey, there's a lot of guys that played a lot of snaps, and I told our guys at halftime, we're down 28-0. I said we're about to find out if we can truly say that we haven't given up because we really hadn't until that point. And then, even though it wasn't perfect, I felt like our guys came back out and competed in the third quarter and gave us a chance going into the fourth quarter. And then, they just busted a couple more plays to kind of put it away. So, I wish we had, more efficiency and we're a little bit more effective with what we're doing. But, the guys are playing. The guys have not quit. And so right now that's the one thing we have to build from.
Nathan Bond.
Coach, it seems like every time you try to trot out a new quarterback, they get hurt. Is this chalking it up to just 2020, or did you walk under a ladder or something?
Yeah, I really thought about that a little bit, not just on quarterback situation, but, if Travis Marsh gets hit out there, the ball just pops up, lands in their guy's hands, and he runs it back. Think back to the Temple game, we have the mesh issue, bounces, guy picks it up and runs it in. So hopefully we're getting all this out of our system and, be able to finish the right way these last 2 games and hopefully have some good momentum going into the offseason. That's really what our focus and mindset is right now.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, your heart has to bleed for some of these kids. They would be scout team players, and they've got to play varsity snaps. And let's be honest, they're just not ready right now. They're going to be ready in a year, but you just got to sit there and it's got to be tough for you to watch, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's tough. There's no question about that. For some of these guys, the negative is we don't have a lot of depth. The positive is new guys are getting opportunities. And, sometimes the guys that maybe come in as walk-ons in a normal year, which is as far from that, they may be on the scout team all year long, may not even get to travel, may not even get to dress. And, so the silver lining is those guys are getting an opportunity to play. Now we need them to play better. So they got some experience today, and there's a chance we'll need them here in these last 2 games.
Leo, did you have another question?
Yeah, I did. Coach, when you meet with your team when you get back, what do you tell them now?
Yeah, I just tell them that, hey, it's all about what's in front of us. There's nothing that we can do from all the games in the past. All we can do, we got to stay consistent with our plan. And we'll learn from this. We'll watch the video. We'll see what we need to get corrected, and then we got to put our eyes forward to Navy. It's a completely different offense. It's a completely different scheme. So we'll have to be able to turn the page pretty quick. And the biggest message is how we're going to finish. Right? We haven't had the success that we want to have this year. Everybody understands that. There's been plenty of different reasons and all those type of things. But we're not going to make any excuses. Right? We're going to go back to work, and those guys have done that. I wish that those guys would get rewarded and play better and have a better result. But they have been resilient so far, so I expect nothing different whenever we show back up on Monday.
Brian, how difficult is it really when you guys go into this game 13 guys down, and just how do you go through this game just trying to hold on to some confidence that you guys have?
Well, it's really, for us, we take it as if there's no excuses. So we know we were 13 people down. Really just had to step up there, next man up. We had to work a little harder, focus a little bit more, and give new people opportunities to show what they can do.
Nathan Bond.
Right. I know the former coaching staff was really high on you during the recruiting process, and you stayed with USF through the transition. How nice is it to finally able to get your chance on the field and show what you can do for this new staff?
It feels great. I still feel as if I can do more, but I'm going to continue to give it all that I got and keep pushing for my teammates and my coaches. Still got a couple more games to finish up on, so we got to finish strong.
Will Turner.
Brian, how did you approach this year? Because obviously, you kind of get to use this as a free year, so to speak. How did you approach this year mentally?
This year, I approached it just like any other year. I actually focused a lot more than I have in the past, because I realized as soon as I got here that college is a whole new game than high school football. So I actually got in my playbook a lot more, trained a lot harder, and was just ready for whenever my number was called.
Any other questions? Will Turner.
Obviously, you guys didn't have Johnny tonight. You haven't had Darian much this season at all. Is it kind of hard? I guess my question is, does it make it easier when you have those guys like Johnny and Darian to kind of feed off of, or does it help when you guys have more guys ready?
Oh yeah, of course. Darian and Johnny are 2 great backs. So of course we're gonna hurt a little bit more when we don't got them. They're great leaders. For me, they help me when I don't know plays, or just help me approach things differently. Help me get in the playbook, know how to watch film, and it showed me a lot of things. So for me personally, it definitely affects me without having them around.
Bentlee, you missed a couple of games at the start of the conference slate. How good is it being back in the fold, being able to play?
Great. The only thing I love best playing football. In 3 games, it hurt watching my team out there and not being able to help them out. But now that I'm back, I'm doing whatever I can to help this team get better.
Nolan Brown.
Bentlee, of course, you took the ball away from Clayton in the fourth quarter for the pick 6 there. But was there anything that he and the rest of Houston's offense did that you guys weren't expecting today?
A lot of quarterback runs, honestly. Didn't expect that much, but we just had to step up and make plays, honestly. Just a lot of stuff that caught us off guard, but no excuses.
Mari Faelo.
Hey Bentley, I was curious if you could just share like what the mood of the team is right now. I mean, obviously you all are in a pretty tough rut, but just looking ahead at these next 2 games that you all have, like is there still that sense in the locker room that there's still something to fight for this season? There's still something to prove.
Definitely, we're fighting for pride. You're going to see a team that just doesn't quit. We're going to go out there. We're going to work each and every day at practice. We're going to get better, and we're just building. We're going to keep working. We're going to keep winning, or keep playing and keep trying to win. There's no quitting this team.
Nathan Bond.
So you always hear about how communication along the offensive line is vital for a good offense, but on the back end, defensively, you guys have been rotating guys upon guys. You're talking to a walk-on, Cody Gentry, trying to get him into position pre-snap. How difficult is it for you to come back and try to communicate with everyone that maybe you haven't played with before?
Well, in our room, in the safeties room, we next man up mentality. So everyone's ready. We all are in film every day, watching film, getting better at practice. So it's like me and Makai out there together, me and Jen, it's next man up.
Will Turner.
Bentley, the last time that, you guys were on this field, they put up 57. De'Aaron King did his thing, and, that started that 6-game slide at the back half of the 2018 season. How far ahead is this program from that point in time?
We're just getting better each and every day, honestly. We're not really looking back in the past. We're just taking it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. And each and every day we're going to get better and better.
Any other questions? Nathan Bond.
On that pick 6 for you, what was it? A zone read, and you just kind of read where he was going with the ball? What was the?
Actually, that's something I picked up in film. The quarterback gave me he was giving little signs about some routes that little hot routes they did, and so he gave it to the receiver, and then I hear my coach in the background just scream my name, but I already knew something was coming, so I just jumped it, and the rest is what you saw.
Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Bentley.
Okay, that's all for tonight. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Safe travels, Brian.
Have a good trip.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay. Have a good night.